Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We are at Parliament Station in Melbourne, Saturday 31st of January 2026. It is 11:52 p.m. And we're about to have the last ever HCMT train running through the city loop right now. Additionally, we have still here the yellow board with Sunbury on them towards Sunbury, Craigieburn Upfield, which will no longer be running, which is coming in right now. It's probably the last one through the loop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the last ever Sunbury train through the loop right here. Goodbye. Yep, that was the last one. So end of an era for... Oh no, never mind. Well, it's still end of an era, but it wasn't the last one. Sorry, it was the second last one. That was the second last Sunbury service in the loop. Apparently there's another one in 26 minutes. But it doesn't matter. That's just a destination. What's more important is the last ever HCMT train, which is going to run through the old city loop. The HCMT trains were built specifically to run through the metro tunnel, but for the last 5 years, even more, have been operating through the city loop in Pakenham and Cranbourne services. As of tomorrow morning, and right now since night network services do not run through the city loop, the HCMTs will no longer be running through and will, for the rest of the night, be terminating at Flinders Street, and then from tomorrow morning running through the metro tunnel. So here it's going to come to platform 2, which has been already rebranded as the Frankston platform from tomorrow, with Frankston trains running through the city loop. Here we go.
Good evening. Your next service to platform
It's coming.
2 will be the 11:54 East Pakenham from all stations to South Yarra, running express from South Yarra to Coldfield. All stations to East stopping all stations to reach Pakenham via the city loop and Flinders Street. Customers from Cranbourne are advised to board this train and change at Dandenong. The next station is Melbourne Central.
We are officially on the last ever HCMT running through the city loop and to all these stations right now. There's actually quite a few enthusiasts on it, considering it's midnight.
Central. Now arriving at Flagstaff.
Yeah, there's actually like at least 20 people filming in this train right now, but there's also a lot of undesirable characters. And the last city loop station.
Yeah, this is the last train for the city loop on this line because they're switching it permanently over to the Metro Tunnel tomorrow, so we're just getting last photographs of it.
The next station is Southern Cross. Now arriving at Southern Cross. Southern Cross. The next station is Flinders Street.
नहीं दीदी आ रही थी राज में सर्कल फेरा होने शुरू हो गया सर्कल फेरा होने शुरू हो गया
Now arriving at Flinders Street.
And I think we're passing the same Sunbury commentary saw the start after it finished its wait there.
मैं कर दे तो तुझे आपस में कर दो
Platform number 7. If you're sitting on the seat looking at your mobile phone, just to let you know, the train behind you, platform number 7.
If you're sitting in the seat looking at your mobile phone, and that was it, the last HCMT running fully through the loop. And off goes that service after a rather significant delay due to someone spitting, but that was not actually the last service from Flinders Street, but obviously was the last one through the entire loop. So the last one from Flinders Street was like 7 in the morning. And so will be the last Comengs Siemens up to Sunbury, so we'll definitely take that as well. What's just arrived over there? Siemens. Oh yeah. Anyway, that'll be in the morning. I only have like 6 hours to sleep now. Good morning, everybody. We are at Southern Cross Station at 6 a.m. again. And again, I'm gonna go on the Sunbury line, but this time, this is the very last ever Sunbury service running through the city loop. And the very last one, which is going to be a Comeng or Siemens train. Well, I mean, I'll not be taking it through the city loop. I mean, it doesn't even go through it anyway, actually. It just goes directly from Flinders Street. The city loop is closed at night, because this is still counting as a night network service at 6:30 a.m. After that, they'll go to the normal schedule, which as of today, February 1st, is fully through the metro tunnel. So the service is starting in Flinders Street at 6:25. I wanted to get there, but then I got here and then I realized there's no train to Flinders Street for like 20 minutes. So unfortunately I can't get there. That's okay, we're just gonna get on here, which is the same as I did during my other Sunbury line video on the day of the metro tunnel opening. And now we're on the day of the full metro tunnel operation starting, which marks the end of the Sunbury line operating through the City Loop and Flinders Street and all of that, and the end of the old trains on it. And here you can see the green color for the Frankston line here, platform number 12, which was previously used by the HCMT and HCMT services to Pakenham and Cranbourne. And over there is pink for the Werribee and Williamstown services. So we're just gonna wait a little bit and then the train should come in. I don't know if it's Comengs or Siemens. Obviously it would be much nicer if it was the Comengs, being the old train that's gonna be retired soon, but I feel like more than likely it's gonna be a Siemens. Should be very busy though with enthusiasts, considering I was on the last HCMT through the City Loop yesterday, which is less significant than this, to be honest. And that was at midnight and there was still like 40 people filming on it, so yeah. Now there is also a southbound service coming, which I don't know if that's a Comeng. I feel like I should just get off and get on the Comeng, but I also want to go all the way to Sunbury, so I'll probably just stay on. But it's just gonna be sad if it's the Siemens, honestly. And then a lot of last things are happening right now, including the last Werribee Frankston through running trains and the last HCMT from Flinders Street, which is at like 7 something a.m. But I obviously can't go on that, considering we'll be on this service. The last one through the loop was at midnight, as I said, which I did go on, which was probably good enough. Yeah. Some people are saying extras might be removed from the Werribee Williamstown lines as well, but I don't think that's true. It's just, yeah, they don't need to do that. So anyway, we'll just wait for our train now. It should only be a few more minutes and we'll be getting on board.
Attention customers on platform 12. The 629 Sunbury, stopping all stations to Sunbury except South Kensington, will now depart from platform 11. The 629 Sunbury, stopping all stations to Sunbury except South Kensington, will now depart from platform 11. We apologise for any inconvenience caused.
It was literally showing it on 11 before anyway, and how is that inconvenience? It's literally here or there, like bruh. Like why would it be here? What? This is the HCMT Frankston Pakenham Cranbourne loop, whatever. Why would it be on 12? Although apparently there's a Craigieburn train on 12 later, but yeah, just a little bit more waiting. It should be leaving Flinders Street right now. I'm kind of sad I didn't get to see the start of the journey, but obviously Comeng and Siemens will still be running on this whole viaduct, not like the HCMT, which were on last night, so yeah.
Good morning, customers. Your next service to depart from platform 11 will be the 629 Sunbury, stopping all stations to Sunbury except South Kensington.
It's the Comeng, let's go!
The next service to depart from platform 11 will be the 629 Sunbury, stopping all stations to Sunbury except South Kensington.
It's an Alstom Comeng, but still, it's a Comeng. Way better than if we go to Siemens. Good. And is he going on 12? What? I think the curves was weird. There it is. The last ever Comeng to Sunbury. The last ever Sunbury service at Southern Cross Station. Many different things.
This is a service to Sunbury, stopping all stations except South Kensington.
And it's already blue in the displays now. Alright, we don't need to film the whole line right now when it's still dark, but I'll do more later. Alright, we're now traversing the section of track between North Melbourne and Footscray, which will no longer be served at all by any passenger train, and past the infamous except South Kensington. There we go, South Kensington. There's the Metro Tunnel portal, which the services are about to go in for the first time as early as 7 AM. Or, yeah. Alright. And this will just be the normal section again, but obviously not with the Comengs.
Change here for Werribee, Williamstown services.
It's funny because the board still have it as a yellow service. Yellow for the last time, while on the train it's already blue, so.
Sunbury, stopping off.
Yes, somehow the next service on there is still yellow, even though it's not, and it says 69 minutes, so long still. And on the other side is the last inbound service, also a Comeng. That is very surprising. Is it an Alstom or an EDI? An Alstom as well. So both direction last services were an Alstom Comeng. But yeah, this is more significant considering you go all the way up the line and then it's gonna go back this and never come up here again. Somehow I'm literally seeing way less enthusiasts than I did yesterday on the HCMT. Or actually, that was today technically, but still. It was like, I've only seen like 10. I guess they're all throughout the train though. Alright, we're at Killer Plains, next stop Water Gardens. I think I'll just film all the way from here now. The last service up through the fast section and past the Calder Park sidings or whatever it is, depot with all the HCMTs in there.
Sunbury, stopping all stations.
They're gonna have to bring all the Comeng and Siemens trains down. This probably. Now with the new metro tunnel frequencies, there is going to be a train every 10 minutes, basically all day, every day, until about 9 or 10 in the morning. It's only going to be 20 minutes up here though, because every second train will still be terminating at West Footscray, but then after that time, every second train will instead be terminating at Water Gardens, and then the rest will go to Sunbury. So Sunbury will be getting a 20-minute frequency, including on Sundays, which until now it had 40-minute frequency, so... And there is the first service, the first HCMT running all the way through down to East Pakenham, already on the Desto. And departed, it's just hit 7 AM. Oh, beautiful. We got a whole empty carriage now after Water Gardens. Perfect for filming. I'm honestly surprised the lack of enthusiasts on this service. Like, the last HCMT had so much more fanfare than this. Oops. There's so much gross stuff on the train though. Holy crap. And people just use it as somewhere to sleep. There's all the HCMTs in these sidings, which were always full of Comengs. So crazy. Like, it just feels so cursed having the HCMTs up here. I know now it's gonna become the norm, but when I first heard about that, I was like, what? This does not feel like the place they should be running. Although they did do 2 morning services every day beforehand anyway. And that guy's gone back to sleep. He's gonna be kicked off at Sunbury though, after he spent the whole night riding the train. He just woke up and asked me the time, and I was like, 7 a.m. He's like, oh, perfect. He just spent the whole night sleeping in the train. I mean, I guess like that's so much better than sleeping in the streets, but I'm not really supposed to be doing that. Anyway, there's the fields out there. And shortly we'll be passing the Calder Park sidings. I heard a complaint yesterday on Reddit about so many enthusiasts apparently walking in these grass fields to get good photos of the Comengs up here, that they were literally making the train slow down because they were too close to the tracks and they were considered trespassing, and then they were causing delays, so that wasn't great. There it is. Tracks going off into the siding, and another HCMT going out right now, ready for another service. Oh gosh, there's still a lot of Comengs in there. They're gonna have to get rid of that. There's so many still over there. Another one, another Comeng GDI. The departing HCMT right next to it. Lots of HCMTs up here now. Oh, they can only leave that way. That's kind of dumb. Considering most, I mean, not, I guess a lot of them start at Water Gardens, but they should be able to get up to Sunbury as well. This is definitely one of the longest high-speed sections that you can ride on for the Comengs as well. No longer going to be a thing. Such a long section. There we go.
Now arriving at Diggers Rest. Diggers Rest.
Well, now the next service is blue, 68 minutes away, but this one's blue as well. What? So confusing. What's going on? Did they just pick a time when it all changed?
This is a service to Sunbury, stopping all stations.
Definitely like even more confusing here with the through running destinations, because when they had trains running through the city loop, they don't actually say where it's gonna go after, so it doesn't say like upfield when you're on the Craigieburn line. Another HCMT passing. But when you're going like towards like the opposite side of the city, like when you're in Werribee and it's going to Frankston, then it does say Frankston, although that's not going to be happening anymore. Or like when you're in now up here in Sunbury, it says East Pakenham on the thing. So yeah, kind of confusing that. In Perth, it always just says Perth, except for the airport line, where it actually says Claremont, even if you're on the east side of Perth, or Highway when you're on the west side of Perth, which makes it very confusing for tourists, but that's just how they branded the airport line as running through to Claremont Station. And we are on the final stretch now, from Diggers Rest to Sunbury, the last minutes you will ever be able to experience a Comeng on the Sunbury line. And like literally in 3 hours, I'm getting a bus in my suburb for the first time ever in Perth with the 467 changes. I can't believe after all these years I've prioritized this over that, but I mean, I didn't plan for that, but that's just, if someone told me it 3 years ago, I would not believe it. I would say there is no way I went on a last train service on a line in another state instead of going on my own suburbs bus, but whatever. It's okay, I'll be back soon and check it out. And there's Sunbury coming in. End of an era. The last Comeng pulling into Sunbury station. And this is where we were a mere 2 months ago now for the first service through to the metro tunnel. And now it is the last Comeng here. With all trains now going to the metro tunnel, which is also going to be very confusing for the majority of passengers who haven't even gone in there, especially tomorrow on the first work day, so that'll be interesting to see as well.
Now arriving at Sunbury. This train will be terminating at Sunbury.
Yep. It's pretty funny that the last service is at 6 a.m. instead of like the middle of the night, but that's just how it is with the night network services. And another thing with the stupid night network is that the Metro Tunnel trains are not even going to be stopping anywhere but Town Hall Station, which is just terrible for Parkville and stuff, which is like 24/7 operations in the hospital precinct. So alright, there are definitely a lot more enthusiasts up here that I just saw. Terminated. Oh yeah, manual doors.
What's the fucking go with that? What's the fucking go with this? Don't fucking video me. Fuck off. Taking the selfie. Yeah, whatever. Fucking all bullshit.
Bro, what, the driver is manually closing every single door. Are we serious? Is there no better way to do this? Bruh. Yeah, there is a few enthusiasts, but less than there was on the HCMT. Someone just got so pissed. Why are we recording? But yeah.